Let's go now to an update being given by SIU. Let's listen in.
My name is Christine. It is spelled Kristydenette. The Special Investigations Unit is investigating after a 19-year-old man was shot and killed by police this afternoon in Mississauga. Preliminary information indicates that at about 2:30 p.m., a resident on Greensboro Drive came upon an injured man who entered his or her residence. They called police, and it was later determined that that man had been stabbed by a family member at a neighboring residence. This prompted tactical officers and canine officers to go to the residence where the injured man lived, and they encountered the man believed responsible for the stabbing. There was some negotiations, and then it was followed by an interaction with police. The police indicate that this man did have an edged weapon. Our forensic investigators have just arrived on scene, so we do not yet have that information confirmed. However, the police indicate that there was an interaction involving the edged weapon. There was a taser that was deployed, and that following that, there was an officer who shot the man. That man was taken to hospital where he was pronounced deceased a short time later. If there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
So if I understand it correctly, when police responded to the residence of the man who was injured, they found the suspect inside the home?
Yes, and just to be clear, this wasn't a random stabbing. The stabbing occurred in a neighboring residence, and it involved family members. So there's no threat to public safety, and there's no additional people who have been injured that we're aware of.
Can you tell us about the relationship? Is it like father to son, and do we know anything about what led to the stabbing?
I don't have information about what led to it, and what I'm able to say right now is they are related. The man who was stabbed remains in hospital, and then the other family member was shot and killed by police.
What is the condition of the man that's in the hospital?
I don't have information about the condition. All I'm told is that the man remains in hospital.
How long were the negotiations going on between police and the suspect?
I can't say for sure at this time. I do know that there is body-worn camera footage. However, it'll take some time for the SIU to gather that footage and review it. It's still quite early. We still have investigators with the SIU that are being dispatched and en route to the scene. Our forensic investigators have just arrived, so it's a bit early to confirm those types of details. But certainly that will be top of mind for investigators as they arrive here. They'll be canvassing for witnesses. We'll be wanting to talk to the man in hospital if he's in condition to be able to provide us a statement, that sort of thing. And then the body-worn camera footage, all of those types of investigative tactics will be used, and it'll try to paint a picture of what happened here.
Can residents here expect this road closure to be overnight in the morning?
I don't think it will take that long, but forensic investigators got here a short time ago. I would say it would be some hours yet, though, before things open up.
And just to confirm, you mentioned that it was Peel Police who said that there was an interaction with an edged weapon, but the SIU still hasn't confirmed.
Yes, correct. So the SIU is here just to make sure that everything is above board and ensure that there's no criminal wrongdoing involving police. Peel Regional Police will be conducting their own investigation into the stabbing and that sort of thing.
Any officers injured during the interaction?
I understand that the officer who discharged their firearm was taken to hospital, but I think it was more of a precautionary measure. I don't believe that officer has any physical injuries.
Have you spoken to the family that was helping the man who was stabbed?
Not as of yet. So like I said, investigators are just starting to arrive here from our end. So those are the types of interviews, though, that we'll be conducting.
Do we know how many times the gun was fired?
No, I don't have the information yet. All we've kind of have right now is what the police have told us.
What would you say just about the size of the response? Was it 2 officers arriving to the scene, 5?
Preliminary information that we've received indicates that there were 7 police officers and 1 officer who discharged their firearm at the man. And I also understand that there was the taser deployed, but I'm speculating, but I believe it was likely 1 officer. That was likely unsuccessful, and then what followed was the shooting by the police officer.
So all of the 7 were at the home of the
I wouldn't want to say for sure. Yeah, it would be too early to say. But I do understand that there were tactical officers who responded, canine officers, and probably a few uniform officers involved as well. As to where they were, there was probably some containment happening given the situation in and around the area and probably inside the home. I can also tell you that the shooting would have occurred in the basement of a residence.
In the residence where the officer shot the suspect, is that the residence where the stabbing happened, or is that
Correct, yeah. So that first one I was talking about, that's what we believe to have happened, was that the man who was stabbed exited the residence and then went to a neighboring home for help, and then that homeowner called police, and then the police response followed.
Are there any other relatives left inside that home, and what are they doing tonight, or where are they going, considering it's a crime scene?
Right. So what I understand is there is another family member who was at hospital, and so they were informed of the circumstances. As far as who lives in the home or that sort of thing, I don't have that information. The information I do have is that the incident involved two family members, and that involved the person who was shot by police and then the other individual who was stabbed by the person who was shot.
Okay. So you're saying the person that was stabbed was informed by police that there was a shooting?
Sorry, say that one more time.
You're saying the person that was stabbed who was in hospital was informed by police that there was a shooting?
So there's a third person I'm referring to.
Oh. Okay,
a third family member who was not injured, who was at hospital awaiting word for what occurred.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
they were there for the stab.
For both. It's a family member of the two individuals. Yeah, yeah. Thanks very much.
Just listening to an update by the Special Investigations Unit after a deadly officer-involved shooting in Mississauga.